Okay. Hi everyone, how are you doing? We're here with Tom. Say hello, Tom.
Hello there.
It's live now. We're here to talk about creative and digital marketing for the holiday season. Can't wait to see this, I have to say. Well, just to kind of let you all know, handouts are available. Everything's catch up on demand. So, hope you're here till the end, but, or lots of people are saying morning. Lots of people with warm blankets by the sounds of it. Sounds like quite a cold day. Shall we go to the poll, Tom?
Yes, please. That'd be perfect.
Okay. So, do you have a holidays strategy and plan in place? We're asking this question today. The answers are no, never have, no, normally do, but not planned in yet. Thinking about it, that's why I'm here. I can't even think about Christmas in some ways. Yes, I do, but it's not flushed out. And yes, all sorted and ready to go. So I've just shared that for everyone. Oh, seems like a lot of people haven't got there necessarily with it yet. 50% saying no, never have. Oh no, all change. It just went like that and it all changed.
Yeah.
So more people saying, "Oh, I'm thinking about it. I'm not really there yet."
Perfect. That's good. They are good answers.
Yes, I do, but it's not flushed out yet. And quite a lot of like, no, never have, no, normally, but not planned in yet. 16% for that. So yeah, quite an interesting mixed audience today. Awesome. And I'll just go and share the handouts now as well. So that's all done. So you're all chat, everyone can hear well. I'll let Tom get on with it then.
Yes, please. Yeah, thank you.
I'll be in the background.
No worries. Thank you.
Right. Okay, see you all later.
Yeah, so I'm going to share my screen, guys. I won't be able to see your questions, but as Katie quite rightly pointed out, she's in the background. She'll be trying to answer as much as possible. After I've done the presentation, I'll be able to come offline, stop sharing my screen and start answering some of these questions. So please do answer away in the meantime. If there's anybody that have got an important one, I hope Katie will be able to just shout up and interrupt me to answer that. So I'm just going to share my screen. I'm going to get straight into the presentation. I'm hoping that everybody can see. I'm just presuming you can. So brilliant. Yeah. So this is creative for the holidays. It's only September. But we've already started seeing the Christmas decorations coming into store. I'm really well kind of organized and planned. I finished my Christmas shopping ages ago because I'm really good like that, because it's my favorite time. But in terms of digital marketing, how do we market within this period? Because it's quite difficult, really, because everybody is doing it. Everybody is always posting about like Christmas and what have you in the up and coming. It's really hard to kind of make a point and stand out. So this is more about taking a step back, understanding what there is available, and making a plan for your business, and go through that strategy, and one that actually is has a bit more longevity than just Christmas. So hopefully this all makes sense. As I say, I'm here to answer any questions at the end. And yeah, we'll go from there. So if you don't know me, I'm Tom, head of client strategy and creative services here at Annika. Been here now about 18 months. And yeah, we've got some fantastic new work that we're working on at the moment. It's been brilliant. We've got some phenomenal new clients that we're able to share with you soon. And we're very much established as a creative service now. It's a very new service for Annika. It's something that we've built in the last year or so. And so we can do this full kind of service digital agency now. We're not just this traditional technical data-driven side of the agency like we always were. We're now a full service with creative and adding that data to the creative as well. So if there's any help that you ever need, please do shout out. So a bit about Annika, if you don't know, 15 years old this year. We're celebrating our 15th. So with 25 crew, with over 45 clients. and we pride ourselves on. Sorry, it's absolutely going mad. I'll tell Matt to go away in a moment. Over there on the messages. We're a multi-award-winning agency in the heart of Leicester, but our crew are completely nationwide. So our recruitment, so myself today from Cannock in the West Midlands, we got Katie with us in the East Midlands in Lincoln, but we're as far south as Luton and as far north as Filey at the moment within the crew itself. So we represent a lot of talent across the UK. So creative for the holidays. So just to get you right into this, I'll tell Anne off in a moment for messaging loads and Matt. They can go away. I promise. I'll try and tell them to go so it doesn't disrupt. So creative for the holidays, digital marketing excellence. So just to get you in the mood, really want to kind of bring this in. So forget the planets for today. Let's look at some Christmas decorations instead. But actually, is this a bit too soon? We're only in September. Let's go back to Halloween, because actually the holidays aren't just about Christmas. There's lots of different events. So, we're ready in a way. Are you ready? I suppose we're thinking about Christmas. Here's Home Alone, my favorite Christmas film of all time. But there's lots to consider. How do we consider it all of a sudden? We're going into one of the busiest times in the calendar that addresses everybody. We've got Halloween, we've got Christmas, we've got all of these different things to wonder about. How do we hit our customer base and be relevant across the board? So we think of this holiday time normally as this one big event, and that being Christmas. But actually, like we've already said, it's two events because it's Halloween as well. But actually, it's three events because we've got Black Friday in the middle of that. And, that's another confusing aspect. And actually, it's four events because there's January sales. And then they've got a micro event on top of it. So we've got like half term, and we've got two micro events, fireworks. We've got Cyber Mondays, 3 micro events. We actually got Thanksgiving, Advent, last minute offers, holidays, and business shutdowns. And we've got New Year's, 12 days of Christmas, bank holiday. Oh, my life. So it's not Christmas at all. It's not one event. It's these 15 key events over the next quarter. How is my marketing strategy going to cope with all this? Well, hopefully we've got the answers in this, because actually these 15 key events are quite subjective in that, a number of them are religious. Not everybody celebrates Christmas or Halloween or recognizes Advent or 12 days of Christmas. A couple of them are national. So Thanksgiving over the water in America, it's starting to be, kind of spread over here. We've got a lot of American workforce over here. And obviously, in light of digital marketing, we've gone completely virtual. So we have to consider that. Bonfire and fireworks night, November the 5th, remember Guy Fawkes and all that. That is very much a national holiday. It's not really recognized anywhere else in the world. And obviously the sales stuff is bandwagon. So people being obliged to do a Black Friday sale or a Cyber Monday sale or giving last minute offers or Boxing Day sales or whatever it may be when it's not relevant to them. So there's lots of things to consider over the holiday timeline, which can get us confused. So actually, what we don't want to happen is you to be irrelevant and to get lost. So you need to take a step back and say, right, what do I want to say? Is my message relevant for a Christmas present? For example, am I selling insurance? Here, Christmas has come early. Here, 20% off your insurance. No. Well, that's completely irrelevant. I don't think anybody's ever bought anybody insurance for Christmas. And if they have, fair play. But what do they want to hear? So how is it that you want to say this message? And what is it the audience want to hear? And you've got to get this relevant spot right in the middle. We've used this graph before. So it's taking a step back and scoring your ideas against what it is your audience want to hear, essentially. So you need to recognize that audience, who they are, what it is they need and require through this holiday period. Because actually, this content fatigue has got us. We're all far too good at spotting insincerity these days. We're very, very aligned to the digital space. We scroll through social media like there's no tomorrow, and we can spot in an instant who is relevant to us, who's irrelevant, who's trying to jump on a bandwagon, who's trying to be clever, and who's trying to sell us something for the sake of a holiday. And that's what we really need to consider about this holiday period. Is taking a step back, not thinking about Christmas solely or one holiday solely, and think about what's relevant to your audience and what they need. So what I'm saying is, do not be tempted to do the standard posts that we see across the board with things ad hoc such as this. Ooh, Annika, free spooky SEO audit when you spend 30 grand. The message is completely irrelevant to what you're trying to do, and it becomes insincere. And actually, if anybody spent £30,000 with us, we'd be doing more than a free SEO audit for you at Halloween. So it's completely irrelevant. And equally, when it comes to Christmas, do not be tempted. Christmas has arrived early. Yeah, everything you ever wanted. 30% off consultancy, but only in PPC. This is the type of thing that we see. It's completely irrelevant and really annoying and frustrating. That is not a Christmas present I wanted. So don't be tempted to bring this in and really kind of, I suppose, like, what am I trying to say here? Really, what you're trying to do is not kind of diminish your brand. Don't look down on your own brand by trying to do this really kind of cheap trick. Think about it. Does this look considered? No. Like, who are these posts for? It's a post for the sake of having a post, and actually it causes you a lot more damage than you realize. So what are you trying to achieve with this? What success do you expect from this? And actually, what damage may occur from this? Like, this really, like, I don't know, cheap win, I suppose. It's really not very nice to kind of see something like this from a business. And I know I'm being completely silly with the posts that I've done here as an example, but actually a lot of posts are very close, and we should be really a bit more considered. What does Christmas have any relevance to you as a business, really? Like, we all know it's Christmas, we all know it's Halloween, but what relevance is that? And what are you trying to achieve with what you're trying to say? So essentially, this is what we suggest and what we should do and go through it. And it's about scoring yourself and about just asking yourself simple questions and doing a checklist exercise. So taking a step back is looking at your agenda. So what can you represent this holiday? Ask yourself these questions. What can we create? How can we create the build-up and engagement? What is it our audience already love about us? Is it customer service? Is it the products we've got on offer? Is it the space that we give them? And, what is it? What is it that we love? Like, what's our success metric? Is it price? Who knows? How can we be relevant through the holiday quarter, not the period? So from today right through to the end of January, essentially. And what is it we wish to achieve? So do you want new customers? Do you want to upsell to existing customers? Ask yourself these questions. Are we service or product focused? Are we giving more of our time to people, or are we actually selling product and churning that off our shelves? And finally, how can we meet the expectations of our audience? What is it that will make them happy? So what meets your business goal? So first of all, go through your agenda, what it is you're trying to achieve. Secondly, go through your audience. Actually, do you know them? Have you factored in, the pools of different people and groups that you can actually, kind of pull them into different areas and be more relevant? So who is it that will see this campaign? Are you doing it organically? Are you doing it in store? Are you doing it online? Are you prepared to put some budget behind it to get people noticed on social media? Who do you want to engage with this? And who is this audience this holiday? Like, exactly, what regular comparisons can you make? What would be a genuine incentive for them? What would make them happy? How could you give them something on top of what they pay for or what you're selling that would make them happy and be more appreciative? Can you make generic assumptions about them? So, for example, I'll show you in a moment, we've created an example in this. So, is it a builder's merchants where actually a high proportion of those are males driving vans that are into football, for example? All of a sudden, you make this group of assumptions and you can make a relevant message to them. How do you reward new and existing customers? You don't just want to churn new, it's the old renew your car insurance fiasco. New customers seem to get a better deal than existing. So making sure that you're looking after existing, and what can you afford to do for them? So it's all very well and good saying, oh, I'm selling cars. Here's a new car for free, a free alloy wheels and spec. You can't do that for everybody. So what is it you can afford? Do you have suppliers that you can make partnerships with to offer genuine incentives? Can you give more time for free? Can you create a prize draw? So who are these people and what do they want? Finally, your offer. So looking at that incentive. So what can you give? Like what could be an incentive to this audience? How relevant is that incentive to your objectives from your agenda? So it's all very well and good saying I want new customers and this is, I want to increase sales, but then giving away and you sell tiles, for example, but then giving away a car over here. It's irrelevant. It's just an objective prize, like for no reason. How does it benefit the audience? How will it make their day-to-day better? Obviously, this holiday period, of all holiday periods ever, we've got this common ground of cost of living crisis. How can we ease that? Energy, whatever it may be. Does it make you stand out, this idea? And can you repeat the incentive or drag it out? So what I mean by that is it's not just a one-off prize. It's, an idea that can be dragged out. It could be multiple minor prizes, or it could be multiple incentives, or one a week. We're giving away a free day of work or whatever it may be every week up until the, January. Who knows? And do your audience earn this, or is it randomly allocated? So actually, earned reward, do people collect points, or are they just randomly allocated into a prize draw, for example? What is it you can give this holiday period? Because actually, the holiday period, all throughout those 15, it's about giving. It's about that generosity. So once you've gone through those questions, which is, I know it could be taking some time, but it's bringing it back and making it layman. You actually lay them out here and actually write down your agenda, your audience, and your offer. So this is your holiday strategy, essentially. So I've created a false company today, Thom's Tiles. They are. I love them. You grout it, I'll tile it. I don't think that's my sub. You get the idea. Thom's Tiles, established 2022. So what is my fake company would need or want through the agenda of this? Well, looking at this as my business goals, I want to gain new customers for my e-commerce shop and drive tradespeople into my store in Derby. That's where my false, business will be, Derby. I am a Derby County fan. I apologize. The majority of my audience, so this is my audience section here. The majority of my customers are men in vans in Derby who are fitting bathrooms. When they come into my store, they always talk about football and how expensive their tools are getting all the time. That's a common ground that I've established. My offer, I have tool manufacturers always wanting to push their products in store and online. Stanley, Milwaukee, you name it. I wonder if they'll help me with this incentive. I'll go and get in touch with them. So automatically here, I've created this false business, obviously. I've understood just 3 different things, made it really layman, and it's given me an idea of where to take it and where to go. So from this, I'm able to then create the big idea and creatively go away. What's my plan? Right, because my customers are mostly Derby County fans, I've got an idea. During December, if Derby County win or draw a game, the following Monday, there'll be 50 free tools to give away in store. I've rang Stanley and they have donated hammers and tape measures and loads of things. All they have to do, the customer, is to come in and make a sale and boom, free tool based on Derby County's performance. That sounds cool, doesn't it? And as well, you won't be giving away many tools because Derby County are rubbish. So there we are. So that seems like a cool big idea, doesn't it? But only for, I suppose, in-store customers. But what about online and new customers? There you are. It's like I've already planned it. So I can hold back some of the prizes and enter anyone who makes a sale online or registers an account into the grand December prize draw for one of each of the tools Stanley have given us to give away. So automatically, I've now created that particular feasibility online as well as in store. So Stanley have really come true with this. And obviously, you know, my audience are always bothered about the price of tools, and they're always Derby County fans. So we've made it Derby County related, and we're giving away free tools. Win-win. Is there a day-to-day incentive that I can offer? Well, maybe. Yeah, I think so. So I've had a word with Stanley. They're giving us loads of factor, and I can actually drop my profits for those tools this December. So during December, I can offer a 25% off on a number of products to start a sale early and continue it into the new year. I can connect this to Derby County too. So with an extra 10% on Mondays if Derby County win. So there's this consistency throughout that I can do this day-to-day offer. It's not Christmas, it's a December offer. So when I do my checklist at the end of this strategy, I can go, right, have I got a name for it? Yes, I'm going to call it Dizzy Derby December. Have I got a description for it? Yes, it's a month of discounts, massive giveaways, and sport-related prizes. Perfect. In the agenda, does it help gain more customers online in the store? Yes, I think it does. From the audience, is it relevant to them? Yes, I think it is. Do I have an offer? Yes, Stanley have supported me in giving away all these things. Brilliant. And finally, is it relevant? Does it bypass religious or national barriers? Yes, I think it does. It's not really Christmas related, but it kind of adds to the fact of generosity through December. So perfect. It ticks all those boxes. So I'm going through that and just making a sensible plan. That's all. Now, all well and good. So instead of coming away from these ad hoc, it's Christmas time, here's Advent, I'm going to, you know, all this thing, and Halloween is spooky deals. I've created a sensible plan that will last me the quarter. It's a very generous plan. It's fantastic. It's really relevant to an e-commerce or a B2C environment, whatever it may be. But this checklist will help regardless of your business, regardless of your industry. You'll go through that. You'll understand your agenda, your audience, and your offer that you can give. So when it comes to creating that campaign, obviously that's fine. That was the strategy. That's how we did it. But there's still some rules that we need to implement. And going through these rules, remember, we have 0.25 seconds to grab someone's attention on social media. So regardless of your campaign, it's all very well and good if it's the best thing ever and it only lives on your website, but we really need to market that. We really need to make it stand out. We need to make it eye-catching and fantastic, and we really need to kind of be noticeable in amongst all the noise this holiday. So it needs to match the right standards of social media. It needs to be the right format. You need to bring in your brand so you're not giving consideration to your competitors. There's lots of things that you need to know. 0.25 seconds is not a lot of time. That's coming down. It's actually, in my opinion, less. I've already reported it's 1.25 seconds in previous. It's half this time. However, it's now there's no proof of that, but it's less than 0.25 seconds. That's what I'm saying. So understand how users behave regardless of what industry. Okay, if they're on the go and they're moving around and they're only checking their phone, posts need to be quick, low text. They need to be frequent. They need to be unplanned, really in the face. They're scrolling through when they're on the train or the bus or driver's mate in a van in this instance, looking quickly. It needs to stand out and grab their attention. Versus the same people might be at home later when they've got more time. So understanding that there is an opportunity to have some more information on your post in the evening. It's more intentional. It's more relaxed. You can give them more information in that respect. So your branding assets need to be not considered about a post, but about an ecosystem. I'll tell you about an ecosystem in a moment. When you think of a post, you think about lots of different touch points throughout the day. Create something about your Dizzy Derby December in a moment and just do a logo and that's it and tease it, versus this is what the rules are of this. You know, this is the checklist of what you need to be doing. Making a sale each day, you'll get these fantastic prizes if Derby win. Versus, you know, just telling people about it. So making sure that there's lots of different posts about your campaign, not just one. Then think about the key considerations. So if you're looking about promoting the brand, your brand, Thom's Tiles and December Dizziness, make sure it's thumb stopping, it's speedy, it's vertical. You know, you're doing all these different things versus actual performance of conversions, of getting people to notice the actual campaign and invest and make a sale. You need to slow it down and make it performance driven. So it's like this constant barrier. So what we're trying to say is here, don't think of a post where you go, this is Derby December Dizziness, whatever it is, and this is everything that you need to know, and that's job done in one post. No. Feed those posts through strategically throughout that month, throughout that quarter. Tease people, say this is coming, this is what's going to happen, this is what we've got on offer coming up. It's in partnership with Stanley and Derby County. There's lots of amazing things that's going to come your way. Each one of those is a separate post. Don't throw it all in one go. So when we talk about ecosystems, if you think bigger, over here on the left, you're encouraging partnerships. You've got that with Stanley. We're being ambitious and we're pushing boundaries. You know, it's ahead of our day-to-day sales of selling tiles. We're over on the right, we're thinking consistent. Everything has the same branding, the same aspects. It's a campaign. Bring a logo into play for that campaign. So it's not just Thom's Tiles, but it's also Dizzy December deals or whatever it is. That's what we need to push through. Finally, at the bottom, we think inspiration, be inspired. You know, think about things that your audience want to see. Yes, you're a tile company, but rejoice in a Derby County win. You're a Derby tile company and your audience support Derby County. That altogether is the sweetest point of content. And that's awesome if you can get all those right. So finally, when creating anything, make sure your branding's always there. Timing. When is it going out? Are people on the go versus in the evening, for example? What is it you're trying to say? Make sure you do multiple different posts for the same message. Sound. If you're creating video, make sure there's sound on there. Format. Never ever do a landscape post. Always at least square, because look, landscape, you can't see anything but my eyes. If I go square, you can see my horrible face. So you can see more of the screen is taking up more of the attention. Make sure the balance is always right. Make sure that you're always re-engaging. As I say, ecosystems, lots of different things. And then finally, push your comfort zone out. It's the holidays. This is when you don't have to be as serious. Think of a really fun, nice campaign that you can do. So, how would this potentially look? Well, this is it. Dizzy Derby December. It's in line with my branding, Thom's Tiles. We've created a bit of a look. It's got its own logo, and that can go on any post then in this particular instance. So, Thom's Tiles, this is how we tease it. Halloween's coming up. Scary deals are coming this December. So you can be a bit more relevant with that. You can start teasing that through. And it's in partnership with two reputable businesses, Derby County and Stanley. So the actual, you can see here, Dizzy Derby December is in this swirl. Actually, Scary Deals are coming in the same swirl. It's teasing that. It's using the same branding. It's taking up more of the actual screen. It's actually creating intrigue. It's a conversation starter. Then when we start launching it, here it is. It's Dizzy Derby December in partnership with Derby and Stanley. It's part of Thom's Tiles. Then we can start really feeding in when December gets going. So giveaway. If Derby County beat Burton, first sale on Monday gets this. So automatically you're like, wow, that's fantastic. That's what I can get involved with. Like, that's awesome. That's right up my street. My tools are really out of the way. And actually it's supporting, it's in football. It's talking my language. Brilliant. 25% off all Stanley tools this December. Enter code Dizzy25. Awesome. I've got really expensive tools on the go. I haven't seen anything to do with Christmas here. It's just December. That relates beyond religious aspects. It's a fantastic post. It's really eye-catching, and it's part of Tom's Tiles. First 5 customers in store get free Derby tickets, basically. I don't even know. I couldn't even read that. So again, it's just these fantastic December dizziness. It's gone mad this December. You come in, you get free. Perfect. It's something for nothing. It's talking to the audience. It's a giveaway, and they're donated by the club. I haven't put my hand in my pocket. So you go to these businesses that are, relevant, these partnerships with you. They are really inclined to help you kind of get engagement, because if they can push their name out, Stanley, they'll give you, prizes as long as your business is reputable enough and you're making sales. Prize draw. All customers are entered into the ultimate giveaway this December. So everyone online, in store, any sale gets you 1 entry into a massive prize draw. And you can even do it where you could bring in Christmas if you wanted to. Get it home in time for Christmas. You put it in the copy. Don't put it in the asset, because this stands out, because everybody's using Christmas trees and snowflakes and using the word Christmas. And actually the algorithms will restrict you. So push it out. Just make it about you. Own your own content. It's a really, really, really nice way to do it. And then finally, make it real. Well done, Dave Jones. You're a lucky man. Look, Dave Jones has won a blank check. Fantastic. Well done, Dave Jones. So, kind of take pictures, make it real. So it gives the audience an idea that this is going on. This is happening. It's fantastic, because I can see somebody's just won. So it's a really cool idea. I don't know why that blank check has got Dizzy Derby December on it. I'm really lucky, really, to find my logo on this check. Anyway, so you can understand that making it real really brings it home. It's a really fantastic idea just to kind of just bring everything all under one roof. Don't talk about Halloween and Christmas as a whole. Create your campaign all the way throughout. So all of a sudden, that big scary, with 4 big events and 11 micro events over the next 3 months, 4 months, has become your one big event. And that's what you're planning towards. You're fully aware of what's happening around you. You know Halloween's there, and Christmas is here, and traditionally Black Friday's there. But you can utilize that and those opportunities within your own big event. And you've made it simpler. You've pulled it back. You've understood what you need to achieve and how it's relevant to your audience, not to, the world and his wife that are trying to sell baubles or whatever it may be. And you can start adding in your ideas of when that would come. So add a teaser here, show what's coming there. Launch with the deals and rules here. When it's going, show a daily post, update on Derby results, get pics of winners and make it real. You can start putting in your little micro events for your calendar and just ignore the little events that are going on around it. So in summary, and we've finished in good time today, so there's plenty of time for questions. Be relevant and think what users want over your own ambition. Stick to what you're experts in. Create a campaign that transcends one particular holiday. You have 0.25 seconds to grab someone's attention. Remember that. They will stay with you if you draw them in. Own your own creative, so don't sell your competitors. Be consistent throughout all your assets with your entire campaign. Remember customers online and in the real world. Think ecosystems, not executions, and track your user engagement. Learn from this campaign. See who your daily customers have been throughout it and engage with them beyond it. And that's it.
I mean, you can do a lot of testing with creative as well on the larger campaigns, can't you, Tom?
Definitely.
Well,
yeah.
See what works better in what kind of context. I know I used to do it when I worked at the Woodland Trust, and it was a case of, London Tube versus, I don't know, motorway service station, off the top of my head, or like, I don't know, at like a particular venue which had good footfall or something. So, Yeah, there's a lot you can do and test out the messaging and the imagery of what can work better.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, without a shadow. So it's in terms of what you do, test and learn is absolutely perfect. Exactly what you just said. Lead with different like results, different ideas, different offers, whatever it may be, and understand what helps and what's best for you. So yeah, essentially it's all about that. There's no what works today as well might not work tomorrow. And especially bringing in real world events is really, really helpful,
Yeah, and it's actually piggybacking on what everyone else is kind of talking about, and it's very timely, isn't it? So it's kind of just having your finger on the pulse, but making it relevant to you and not being too cliche necessarily, I think sometimes.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's really, really
we've had a couple of questions actually. Let's have a look.
sure.
Can you expand further on the algorithm? What did the search engines penalize you on?
Yeah, I mean it's black magic. To completely honest, there's no kind of like rule of thumb of what they say they do penalize you on. We know that they do. They capitalize on their own budgets. So algorithms within Meta, so Facebook and Instagram, algorithms within Google, obviously will recognize your ads, look at the keywords within that, like Christmas, Halloween, and obviously kind of display the highest bidder in that respect. So by avoiding those really costly keywords helps you kind of like push through that algorithm and be more seen. I mean, that's a theory, and it's a good one. We see that quite a lot.
I'll share actually. I mean, obviously, we have a full webinar program talking about SEO, local SEO, and different aspects, best practices of what you can do to kind of help your company along at all all times, all stages, all parts of your marketing calendars and things. So I'll share that in a minute. But yeah, I think algorithms, it's worth signing up to our newsletters as well. Like we're always updating, letting people know, producing blogs about what's happening. And I've worked in marketing 20 years, and the algorithms have changed quite consistently at points. But
all the time,
always looking for the consistent things, aren't they? At the same time,
yeah. And we look at obviously traffic as well. So like organic and direct traffic, for example, to your website is really kind of risky if that's the high majority, because you're an algorithm change away from all of that dropping and being discoverable in that instance. So obviously having a decent paid campaign up in front as well is more than advisable, so to speak.
Okay. Next question. Do you have any advice for marketing large manufacturing equipment, B2B, for the holiday season? Our products are at a high price point and often take months to negotiate the final sale. I'd like to do some holiday related content, but I'm not sure how relevant this would be to our audience.
Yeah, sure. So I mean, it's kind of the reason why Tom's Tiles, as you saw, there was no tile content in there whatsoever. If you take that adaptation into any industry, look at the audience. It's all about the audience. What is it they require? What is it they need? Even though you might be manufacturing large equipment for B2B, what is it the audience needs on a day to day? Who is using that equipment? Are they guys in warehouses that are on their feet all day, for example, and they're all wanting these new amazing shoes that that's the type of thing. You make the partnerships with the things that people want, and
it's thinking about all the different audiences, isn't it? So who's the if it's B2B, who are the decision makers in the other businesses, and who also reports into them and has a voice as well. It's just trying to kind of be relevant and kind of reach out to
so if it's large deals, it's really quite exciting, because if it's large deals, you're going to have a hit list as well of people
that's true.
target, and hit lists require local information, so that's awesome. So let's, out of the blue, talking about Derby as well, there's a fantastic business in Derby, you might have heard of it, called Rolls-Royce. Like all of a sudden there's some fantastic machinery at Rolls-Royce that, and big decision makers there. Again, that'd be awesome to kind of do a localized campaign. You start whining and dining, so to speak, with digital engagement, with things in and amongst that immediate area, such as Derby County tickets, such as, you know, certain things.
Yeah,
it's not
yeah, the broader sponsorship piece.
absolutely, yeah. So you localize the information based on your hit list of people that you want to target.
I think it's understanding, you know, the marketplace and what your competitors do, and kind of thinking what are your USPs, how are you going to reach these people, you know, within budget, and what's going to give you the best return on investment as well. That's I mean, I used to work at Rolls-Royce, so but there was many different ways of, you know, people marketing to us and vice versa. So yeah. Okay, Donna Kirby, you don't need to give away anything physical. You can give away helpful information, special design e-cards, or learning videos.
Absolutely. Yeah, product or service, it goes back to understanding what your agenda is. What is it you sell? You know, if you sell a service, then absolutely give away free time, you know, give away a bespoke training, you know, day or whatever it may be, as you quite rightly point out, one-on-one time. You know, time is a fantastic asset and a great product. So, you know, look at that. But then equally try and make those partnerships. Try, and if you are constantly doing something that's service driven, try and reach out and do something product driven and give away, because it kind of, you know, it messes with the
yeah.
You know.
Izzy Vickers is saying, how far in advance would you ideally want these campaigns planned? So, for example, would you be going next year's, or doing next year's now? Sorry, I think that's a typo. Or would you wait until the summer for a big change, you know, in the world? I know my background. I used to work for Interflora, and you know, you'd start planning way in advance, but you also, as you get closer to something, you know, I mean, the world can change, you know. The internet didn't used to be a thing, did it? And you know, COVID, you just look at all the different variables out there. So I think it's a case of looking at what's worked well before, but thinking about the here and now and what's going to get you over the line, really.
Traditionally, you know, within marketing planning and marketing budgets and what have you, traditionally, yes, we do plan ahead because of the physical aspect, the print, the deadlines, the, you know.
Yeah, you're right. If it's offline, multi-channel approaches, and
exactly
audiences.
You can speed that up significantly, obviously, with the digital only. We've still got time, for example, to be doing you know, bigger campaigns for Christmas period this year, even now through September, October, and getting that ready for a late November launch. The lead time's fine on that planning. It depends on your business, how the stakeholders like to make decisions, how budget's signed off, and what's available and ready. So obviously, you know, it's a case by case. I wouldn't say that it's late now to market for this year. However, ideally, I would, you know, traditionally for digital campaigns, we've been planning them in August, for example, for the Christmas coming up, that period, because obviously, like Katie says, it's not just about reactiveness to the market, but it's also about what's going on. You don't want it to be irrelevant if you're planning it too far.
Some of the best campaigns I've ever run, you know, one of them was you know, about saving England's ancient forests when I worked in the charity sector. And that was all around the time the government were going to sell off the woodland for to prop up the deficit at the time. And my conversions were just through the roof. And it's just actually being, you know, able to understand the outside world as well and what's happening and all the kind of slap factors, and putting that into your campaigns as well, so you're relevant to people. And it's not just about, you know, personas change. You need, you know, a lot of longevity, don't you, in lifetime value out of people, but you also have people, you know, younger families, or depending on who your targets are. So there's a lot to consider, really.
Yeah, without a doubt. And equally, it depends what the idea is. So if you are giving away reward systems, how easy is that to kind of collate those points within your internal systems as well? There's lots of variables. So it completely depends on your business, and it depends on the idea that you want to push.
Next question. How easy and practical is it to make a partnership with a larger company if you're a small business?
I've often found in partnerships, and I've done this quite a lot through the time. So even like builders, merchants. We've done some fantastic partnerships, localized and national kind of giveaways and what have you. I often find it quite easy, actually, when it comes to it. Now,
it's finding a way in, isn't it? Like
yes.
some of the things, I worked for a startup company and got us in with a leading organisation, and actually they were very much seeing it as a new concept and kind of wanted to reach out to a younger audience. So it's kind of thinking about what like the clear synergies are between your brands and how you can benefit one another, I always think.
Yeah, without a doubt. And equally, when we say easy as well, it's easier if you have that relationship already. If you're selling a product of theirs, if you have, as I said earlier, you know, kind of some footfall aspects, if you're proving that you can get X amount of visitors to your website or X amount of people through your front door, they're more than willing to push themselves out to get noticed on your behalf, and actually push themselves out quite far as well in terms of what they will give you. Tool manufacturers, for example, like Stanley in this example, you know, they do low cost things like screws and, you know, drill heads and what have you, and they're the things that are really cheap for them to give you, but equally really like cool for the audience to have, you know, that they're always buying. So there's just understanding what it is that would be really helpful. So don't just think about, oh, I'm this insurance company, I'm going to go and talk to Amazon, see if they can give us an Alexa. Actually think the other way around in terms of, right, well, who are the customers that you have on board? What could they give you? And what audience are you trying to engage? So if you have an insurance company, as I said, and there's a builder's merchants, and you get 6 ton of sand donated, but your audience that you want to engage are a bunch of teachers, it's completely irrelevant, isn't it? What do they want with sand? So instead, standing, you know, books or, you know, sheets for their students and their classes, whatever it may be. So always think about what's relevant, what it is who you want to engage, what it is that they could really benefit from, and how could you grab that from your business and relationships and see. But then talking to them is really easy. You just bring them up, tell them your idea. They're always, you know, everybody's open to hearing these concepts. And even if they go, well, I tell you what, we can give you 10% off our products. Brilliant. It's still something. Right through to, you know, you can get holidays donated all the time. Like, it's really easy.
Yeah. It's crazy, some of the partnerships I've had with different brands over the years in different roles. So it's definitely I think a lot of it's down to target audiences and what your aims are, and part of your marketing strategies, and you know, kind of reaching out accordingly, really. Someone's asking about signing up for our newsletter. Well, obviously from today, Ainsley, you will be on our database for webinars, and that hooks into SharpSpring, which we use. So we are going to be actively doing a lot of newsletters moving forward. So just space. I'll just put my email address in there just in case. Just make sure you do. That all works out. But yeah, and anything else to add in, Tom? Do you think? I'm just going to put.
I don't think so. I saw there was some notes about the handouts. Everybody managed to get those in the end, did they?
Yeah, they were pinned to the chat and the downloadable, so that's fine. I'm just, you know, everyone, Annika worked so hard on all the webinar program. If you could leave us a review today, and Tom also loves to get his reviews through, don't you, Tom?
I love a good
and then, speaking of SEO, also a cracking thing for us to do, and we'll love you forever if you do it, is give us a Google review. If you actually, like, say, Google Annika Digital and then look at how many reviews we've got, it's really important from a kind of search engine perspective. And there might be things you want to do yourself. And there's obviously Google, well, GMB on there, Google My Business, isn't there? And so that'd be great. But I think that's everything from us. Oh, thanks, Sarah. Thanks. Any final questions? Just ask before we call it a day. But hope you all have a good Friday. I'm hoping the weather picks up here.
Yeah, go and get a nice go on a conker walk this weekend. They're all out.
Yeah, they're everywhere. I went for a walk last night.
Teach the kids conkers, because apparently they don't know what a sixer is, and that's
Oh, okay. Well, I think next week we should be having a webinar by Ed about the future of digital marketing measurement. So that'll be all coming out from Monday. So, oh yeah, Simon, please give us another Google review. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Thank you, Simon.
Different email address and all that, maybe.
Perfect.
Conkers are good. Yeah, they are, Ainsley. That's true about spiders, because my younger son is not like me. He's not keen on spiders. I don't mind them at all. So yeah, we've got a few conkers in his room. I don't know what it does. Who knows? So yeah, hope to see you next week. I'll be on that one with Ed and probably Anne, actually. Oh, can you... I don't really know what that means. Can I send
you an advert for you to
look at? Sorry. I was just reading that. Yeah, Claire. Tom can put his email address on quickly before we call it a day.
Yeah. Just send it over, Claire.
And the video, will be available on demand, as we said. Yeah, sorry. Tom's email address is there. So it's lovely to see you all. And I think that's it. So catch you soon. All right, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Okay. Bye.